I just began to realize how close I was to some other videos I was speaking. Especially one when I was talking about the healing power of listening. I really got close to the camera like this, and I guess is because I wanted to get across that listening is where intimacy takes place. Listening is where intimacy can come about and really cause some resolutions and healing. Because we don't really listen, we are listening to ourselves silently. So I got really close to the camera and I didn't realize that. So, after expressing that, and now that you know, this is chapter 1 in my life, and I'm going to take some energy drink here called Venom, and it gets me going, but I'm going to start with Venom. And why? Because in Tucson, Arizona, there are snakes called rattlesnakes. And whenever supposedly we come near a rattlesnake, it'll rattle its tail, and it's called a rattlesnake. Never had an opportunity to meet one live in Tucson, Arizona, where I was born. But we did have a desert museum where they had rattlesnakes. They rattled. But as a child, I remember, boy, it was great getting up in the morning. It was fantastic to live another day. I look forward to the mornings. I look forward to going playing. I didn't want to eat. I just wanted to play. And I remember those days that I would get up and be feeling a little down, and I would self-commune with myself. And in the communion, I got on my tricycle and started riding around Dad's property. Because Dad had about probably a quarter of an acre of land, all the way back to the Petersons' house. And I would ride my tricycle and take a tour of my dad's property into the Peterson boundaries and look into their backyard. And I got to know the Petersons, by the way. They taught me how to ride a bicycle, where I graduated from a tricycle to a bicycle, 3 wheels of 2. Wow. And during that time, I thought, wow, it was really great. And if I can learn how to ride a bike, it'd be great. And I started learning how to ride a bike at, I don't know how old I was, but I was older than the rest of other kids. And all the other younger kids were riding bicycles, and I couldn't ride a bike. And I felt so bad, and I tried harder and harder to think, balance. So I can get on my bike and balance. And I tried for almost 1.5 years trying to learn how to ride a bike. And I remember my mother went to visit one of her Chinese friends, and we would walk over to her house, and her daughter had a pink bike, and I spent hours balancing, push myself and balancing, plump, falling off. And you know what, folks? I learned one day as I was on the Petersons' boys' 20-inch balloon bike. It was a 20-inch balloon tire bike. I mean, that balloon tire was big balloon tires. And it's a 20-inch balloon bike, and I got on that thing, and then in this twinkling of an eye, in just one blink of an eye, in one moment, I realized that everything the people told me about riding a bike was completely wrong. They said, balance. And I kept thinking, balance. It wasn't balance. There's a secret to riding a bike that a person, once they understand it, will begin to ride a bike. And I found out that day. The lesson is this, folks. A lot of us had wrong information about their life, pertaining to their problem or pertaining to the solution they're looking for. As in my example, I had bad information that said balance is how you ride a bike. Well, it was bad information. And because it's bad information, I had it until the enlightenment, the aha moment, the Midas touch that comes about, they say. It's like the epiphany. I just had an epiphany. Just a $10 word for insight or an aha moment. It just wakes. And I had that aha moment. And the lesson is for you and for me is aha moments only happen to those of us that stay alive and not commit suicide. There's good news. There's a beautiful day in all of us, just like the day for me when I was riding my tricycle on Dad's property. Oh, was I having fun. We all had those days, and we still have those days this moment. As we continue to live life and not die to life or start thinking in the incorrect way that our fantasy of suicide is the only way because the pain is too great. No, the pain is created by us. And if we are the creator of our own pain, such as loneliness, such as sorrow and grief, such as, oh, my wife left me and we were married for 17 years and was supposed to be. It was supposed to be. It should have been. It could have been. It would. All the shoulda, woulda, coulda, and all the other crap that goes in distorted thinking as the cognitive therapists talk about. But what is therapy and what is Freud all about? It's really much simpler than we think. But people that have paid $50, $60, $100,000 for their degree in psychiatry and psychology can't tell you the secrets and make it simple, because if they did that, they'd be out of business. And they can't be seeing you for $250 an hour anymore. But I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you a lot. I'm going to give you what I've learned in my life. But I'm not going to give you anything as I really think clearly about this. All I can share with you is my story. And the sharing with you of my story will be the revealing unto you of yourself, because I'm only a mirror. I can't change anybody. And this bad habit of trying to change people came from evangelistic days when I was working as a quote evangelist. I'm here to save the world. No. I can't save anybody. The person don't want to be saved. If they say, I don't want to be saved, they're not going to be saved. If they say, I want to drown, they're going to drown because they want to drown. Just like a person says, I can't be responsible. That's right. They can't be responsible because they do not want to be responsible. Until the time comes when the person says, I will be responsible, because that's the way it was made to be. Everyone was made to be responsible for themselves. There was no other way. Except wrong teaching came from our parents. Wrong disciplines came from our society. But going back to learning how to ride a 20-inch bike, the lessons you'll learn in your own life will be happening in a blink of an eye. Transformation will happen immediately. So stay tuned for Chapter 2. Remember, Chapter 1 is enjoying the life as a 3-year-old in Tucson, Arizona. But more importantly than that, we're going to be talking about lessons that you'll know in a blink of an eye. In fact, I'll share with you the secret of how to learn to ride a bike in a blink of an eye. It's not about balance. See you in Chapter 2. Be excited. If you don't know how to ride a bike, you're going to learn how to ride it really quick. Chapter 2 is coming up. And in Chapter 2, I'm going to be talking about what happens in the mind of a child that takes on the responsibility of parents that are hurting and crushed and devastated, like my mom and dad, losing $19,000 with just signing the paycheck. In a blink of an eye, the money was gone. Of course, mother never recouped from that. I'll share with you how you don't have to go through her torment and her pain, because it's all self-made. See you in Chapter 2.